Australia, Germany. I mean, South America. It is just, I can't believe how far it's come.
Hey, I have a bunch of people from New York listening, and I love all of you beautiful people. Thank you.
Nice.
And my sexy mamita in Miami that called in earlier, Rice, I love you. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, gotta give him a shout out, Joe. All right, Steve. So, do you have any other interests besides DJing, or is it eat, sleep, STEVEO CAPPAS, repeat? Is that what your life's all about?
No, it's eat, sleep, STEVEO, repeat.
Oh, all right. I gotcha.
Well, no, there was actually a couple of reasonings for making that shirt. Because when I was getting shirts done and designed and whatnot, we were coming up with different ideas and logos, and some of them were corny and some of them were like, that was like an easy one, and it actually worked for a little bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. The eat, sleep, STEVEO, repeat. And most people, they idolize it as the fact, he's a DJ. He definitely gets a lot of ass. That's why he put that. And it's funny. Exactly. It's funny because I was thinking the same thing at first, and I was like, you know what? It sounds catchy. I like that. Right. Then you had, have you seen STEVEO? I think, and then the other one was, what the hell was it? I can't remember. Like, I had so many different shirt ideas, and I just wanted to get this one. The other one, the new one that's coming out, so basic, it's funny. But I have all my different girls that model for me and like shout me out here and there.
Yeah.
That it says Team STEVEO on it. It's so basic and it's gonna be nice.
Right.
But like, when you look at eat, sleep, STEVEO, repeat, like, I have people that ask me, like, what were you thinking when you designed that shirt? I was like, nothing.
Nothing. Nah.
Yeah, because usually right after a club, I'll be hanging out with a bunch of people or talking to some chicks, and then I'm like, I'm not doing eat, sleep, STEVEO tonight. It's not happening.
Not tonight.
Yeah, no. If we're talking DJing, then yeah, I'm gonna go eat, sleep, STEVEO, repeat. Like crazy. But that was just like a spoof of a shirt that I made with. I came up with some ideas with friends and stuff. There's definitely gonna be more shirts coming out. I actually have more bracelets that are gonna be coming out too. That go. So I actually was thinking about getting those bracelets designed as an eat, sleep, STEVEO, repeat.
That would be cool.
But there's so many different things in the work right now. That has been like very catchy and it works with a lot of things right now, so I'm going to keep it as it is until I find something more creative.
Awesome, man. I hope it works out.
Yeah.
So, kind of switching gears here, man. What techniques or advice can you give to producers trying to enhance their careers and start DJing?
Advice, I would say,
whichever.
Like technique-wise, you have to practice. It's like you have to teach yourself like a lot. If you want to teach it yourself because you can't afford it, but you have a dream of being a DJ or producing great music, you could do it on your own. Like you can learn by just teaching yourself, and you have to get to the point where like it's really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. And like I taught myself for a while, and then I met up with the guy that I can't mention his name because it's a confidentiality thing, but he's like somewhat in good with Steve Aoki, Afrojack, and a few other guys. So it's like he's actually a personal friend of my sister's. Yeah. And I met him because of my sister, so I have to thank my sister for that. I love you, Jen. Love you. I know you're listening in. No, he taught me so much in the last like 2.5 years that like I have like jumped on the scale because he's mastered his music. He's created a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of things, and he's pretty big in New York City as it stands. But I'm glad that I could also not only like besides call him a friend of mine and someone that taught me, I'm glad that I can call him a brother in music because he did help me a lot. And I have to say, what he told me as like inspiration that I would even give to anyone else just because of what he told me. Yeah. What you create, what drives you from your inside out when you're making music is the whole sole fact that you can make something that will make everybody love you.
Right.
And if you can do that, then nothing else matters.
Right.
If you can make a beat that sounds sick to you and you think other people are going to like it, and if they love it just as much as you love it, then your job is nearly halfway done. Now put that into a track and make something crazy out of it.
Wow. Man.
Like I've learned a lot from him, and it's like it's hard to like just like relate to people like how like the emphasis of making music is. Like if you're sitting in front of me like right now, like how you are, like like I could just say, all right, I'm going to teach you how to do this, this, and this on like FL Studio or Ableton Live, like all these different like music programs. You can show people how to do it, but they need to develop their own style of creating it. Like that's why when it comes to like technique and everything, you have to practice, you have to learn, you have to adapt to it, and you're gonna like eventually everything's gonna change, and you have to learn. Like I wouldn't be surprised in like at like 20 years when I'm like 43, I'm gonna have to learn like the newer stuff that's around that time, because like the equipment might change. The new music programs that are like today, like the hottest programs, they might be obsolete in like 20 years, and there might be other ways of making music. So it's like you have to like the technique comes from you. It's inside of you, and if you can do like if you can control it and you use the ideas that are coming out of your head like a factory, like you're roading them out, then you shouldn't have a problem. That's my best advice to anybody that wants to do music. And the last thing I can say is, like, if you really have a dream, don't give up on it.
Wow,
that's the biggest thing that I could say to anybody. If you have a dream, never give up on it.
Okay, keep it on, man.
Yeah, man.
That's good. That's good. So, what is the mindset? What mindset do you need when it comes to producing an original track?
Honestly, I need an air conditioning right next to me. That just makes me cool down. But no, for real. The mindset that I have to have, like, I have to have peace and quiet. I have to have my studio set up to myself, like no interruptions. Like maybe once in a while, like I'll have the TV on and like I'll hear something that'll make me think like, maybe I can like do something with that. I'll try to download or find something that makes the same noise and edit it to where I like, and then I'll use it for something else. Or like I'll make the beats from scratch. But like in order, like the perfect mindset for me, it has to be in a room where there's no noise, and it's peaceful. It's like it has like a certain like elegance to it, and it doesn't even have to. The room doesn't even have to look nice. As long as it's like has that nice like quiet to it, it's peaceful. It gives me space to think, and I could like write out ideas in my head, and then put them on paper and say, all right, this one looks good, this one doesn't, and then I can put things together and say, you know, this might actually work, I'll do this. And then I'll start to work on it while it's peaceful and quiet, and then like the studio, I'll have the music, like I'll have it going off in the speakers at different like rates, so I can hear, how does this sound, how does this sound. And then my whole mindset, once I get on that computer, is to finish a track. Whether it's peaceful or not, at that point, doesn't matter. Because I already wrote down those ideas. I got them out of my head, and I made beats that are going to go together to make something good. Whether it's a remix, a mashup, even an original, like some of the originals that I have that are coming out in the next, like, couple months are going to be, like, the one that's coming out next month is, like, making me, like, want to stab myself right now, because, like, my heart's, like, palpitating.
It does. He's not kidding about it. I think that...
Well, that one comes out in next week, next Tuesday.
Alert.
So that one, I can't say that one out loud right now, because that's an ID.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that. But no, like,
track. When I made that track, my mindset was, like, it was, like... When I was thinking about it, because you know the name of the track, my heart was like, it was like palpitating.
Yeah, I
was like, I love this.
I was like, what is this? This is gonna hurt me. This is.
I think it's a heart attack waiting to happen. It definitely is.
It hit hard, brother. It hit really hard, man. Okay, dude. Let's keep it rocking. Tell DMG official, the Area Party Network, because everyone's tuning in. Oh, and gotta apologize, everybody. Our website, Area Party Network, is down, but it will be back up shortly. We're having some technical issues. But sidebar here, tell everybody tuning in, what is one of the craziest parties or clubs you ever attended or spun at, and what about that moment or that memory made it so memorable?
I'm probably going to say the night that I spun at Pasha, opening up for Matthew Coma.
Yeah,
that night was ridiculous.
What?
I saw half-naked women running around, and, oh my God, Jesus. So actually, let's scratch that. I'm going to say that's a tie. It's funny that it's both nights that I was at Pasha. Pasha NYC, it was both nights. New Year's Eve was with Borgor.
Wow.
I was DJing the VIP room, which was just as crazy as the main room.
Wow.
And then when I opened up for Matthew Coma in February, which is, like, both nights were crazy. Like I said, you had half-naked women running around. So I honestly have to admit though, that Matthew Coma that night was great because like I got to like jump up and down like a maniac, and like I said, watch. I had a chick trying to get my attention from like the side of the booth.
Yeah.
She was like sitting on her like friend's shoulders.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like yelling at me and shit. I'm like sitting there, I'm like this, and then she takes her top off at me. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Oh my God. Most of my crazy nights have happened at Pasha. Most of my nights have happened at Pasha. So I'm going to say it's a tie for most of the events that have happened at Pasha. They're tied right now because I've seen some crazy events at Pasha, and I've DJ'd some. So like the basement one time was crazy. A bunch of chicks going in, doing their stepping and like getting crazy down there, and then like the VIP room a couple times, and then just the main room a few times. Oh my God, you can't. There's no comparison because when you like go to a club and that setting, like you get into that crazy mode setting, and then you just like forget. Like I said earlier, you forget about everything. You forget about the negativity, and you just get into it. Like after that, like whatever happens in the next like if I'm DJing 2 hours, whatever happens in the next 2 hours, God, don't let me leave.
That's dope, man.
It's bad. It's a lot of fun, though, and I honestly, I love having crazy nights like that. Just not to the point where a chick's like taking her top off in front of me, because then I can't DJ. Pretty bad.
All right, man. So, what are some of your future plans you and your management team have coming in the next year or this year?
Honestly,
whichever.
I have my fingers crossed. I don't want to say anything because it might be bad luck, but my manager and I have been talking, and like we may have some big gigs coming up. Pasha is probably more than likely going to be a definite. I may be going back in September, so that one I'm confident about. The other one, I have my fingers crossed because they're big events, and I really would love to do them. Like it's just going to depend, like who's going to pick me up and who wants to do it. So you know how it is. Like you have to bust your butt, and if you get picked up, you're in good, and you can do crazy things while you're performing. And I'm not like Steve Aoki where I'll throw a cake at you, but I might get like my own CO2 cannon and blast you in the face a little bit, but
just a little bit.
And, honestly, I can't wait. The next year is going to be interesting because I have a lot more gigs coming up that are like I go back to my old radio station because I've been on vacation from the radio station for a while now, and they actually just renewed my contract with them, so I'm going to be going back to them, and I'm going to be DJing with them, and that's fun. And then I have a bunch of like exclusive private parties coming up that I'll be doing, so it's going to be a lot of fun for me because I'll keep busy. I'm going to at least enjoy my summer, make some money, meet some people, and see where things go. But I know in September it's going to start picking up again, and then New Year's, like my fingers are crossed for like August, September, and then like Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple big events there that like I'm like dying